Can one plan to have a medical procedure performed on a Friday?
Regarding a medical procedure to be performed on Friday, there are a few letters from the Rabbi regarding this question. One of them appears in the back of Likutei Sichos, Chelik Tes Zayin. It's a letter from Rosh Chodesh Iyar Tovshin Lamed Zayin. And there, and in, as I said, a few places, the Rebbe speaks about the idea that if possible, obviously if it's an emergency procedure and a surgery that has to be done immediately, then the question is not relevant. It could be done on Friday, it could be done on Shabbos, as long as you save someone's life. However, if it's planned in advance, should you try to avoid these procedures happening on Friday? By all the letters of the Rebbe, it seems to be that there are two problems that could come up by planning this procedure on Friday. Problem number one is the fact that usually whenever you have surgery or any type of a complicated procedure, they keep the individual, the patient, in the hospital overnight, and the next morning there's a whole bunch of checkups that have to be performed in order to see was the procedure successful or not. Being that in many medical centers, the percentage of Jewish nurses and doctors is high, especially in America. This letter actually was written about Philadelphia. You have many Jewish doctors. It could very much be that by me planning such a procedure on Friday, it will cause Yidden to be Mechalel Shabbos and put myself into a situation of Pikuach Nefesh. And if I could put myself in that situation without needing, not for myself and not for other Yidden, to be Mechalel Shabbos, so it's much better to not plan it for beginners on Friday. So that's reason number one. You do not want to put yourself or other Jews in a situation that will make you or them be Mechalel Shabbos. Second point is that there is a mitzvah called Einik Shabbos, pleasure of Shabbos, enjoying Shabbos. Someone goes through such a procedure, and this procedure causes him a discomfort, sometimes some pain, so he will avoid from himself the mitzvah of enjoying Shabbos if he's miserable and is in pain. So for these two reasons, also not causing myself and the medical staff to go into a situation of pikuach nefesh, and also for the lack that could be caused of Einik Shabbos through this procedure, it's better not to plan such a surgery, a procedure, on Friday. That's for beginners. However, sometimes some procedures are performed in a way that they send you home right away. You go to a doctor, they do some kind of a local anesthesia. It doesn't put you in a situation of pikuach nefesh. For sure, you don't have to be hospitalized. You don't have to be kept. In fact, the doctor tells you within an hour you can go back home. In such a situation, it doesn't seem to be like the Rebbe's letter refers to that. If you know that the process, the procedure will be done, and then within an hour or two you're sent home, so it means that the doctors themselves are not planning any situation of going into pikuach nefesh. And therefore, the answer or the reason, number one, is not relevant in this specific situation. Today, many medical centers and many doctors prefer not to keep the patient overnight. So if you know for a fact that on a Friday morning, you will go into the hospital, you'll do whatever has to be done, and within an hour or two, you'll go home, then the reason that the Rebbe brings doesn't apply to this situation. Nevertheless, the second reason applies. The second reason is that you may be discomfortable, you may be miserable, you may have pain. So then you have to ask the doctor, what type of pain am I going to have? Am I going to be uncomfortable? Am I actually going to suffer? Is it really going to lack my Einik Shabbos? It could very much be that some doctors will tell you, yeah, for the next few days you'll be in a lot of pain, but be strong and you'll be okay. Some doctors will tell you, you may have a little bit of a discomfort, but with good painkillers, it shouldn't be a problem, and you'll be able to be walking just as if nothing happened. So if a doctor in fact tells you that you'll be released immediately. Within an hour or two, you'll be released home. Second of all, they'll give you painkillers that you will not suffer from any discomfort or pain on Shabbos. You could also add another thing. Could very much be the procedure is done for something that's causing you a discomfort. Could be knowing that I'm delaying the procedure in a few days also could cause me discomfort. And then comes in the dilemma, is it better to have the minor discomfort that could be controlled by painkillers on Shabbos over the emotional discomfort of knowing that I have this procedure that has to be done on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So based on these two factors, if you know that the procedure is going to be a quick procedure that will never put you in a situation of pikuach nefesh, at least by the plan and by the statistics. And second of all, that will not cause you a physical discomfort on Shabbos, then you could plan such a procedure to be done even on Friday. Nevertheless, if it's a procedure that the doctors will tell you that you will be uncomfortable and dysfunctional for the next few days, and a procedure that you're going to be under heavy anesthesia, and that you may have to stay in a hospital overnight and be taken care of by doctors and nurses that many of them are Yidden, then you should try to avoid a planned procedure and not plan it on Friday, but plan it on one of the days of the beginning of the week. Nevertheless, as we were saying before, if it's a life-threatening situation, for sure you do procedure in any time that has to be done whenever the doctors tell you to save someone's life.